Bulawihé Tavwa, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Form, a student Suva. I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Osnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm a curator from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Yanabinaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, alleged Nandi murder case transferred to High Court. Fiji and Australia formalize Vuvale partnership. And cane farmers get clarification on land lease renewal.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nandi.
The case of the man who is alleged to have murdered the Lenga family in Nandi will now be called at the Lautoka High Court. New Zealand resident Muhammad Rahish Yusuf, who appeared in the Nandi Magistrate Court yesterday, has been denied bail. It's alleged that on the 25th and 26th of last month, Yusuf murdered carpenter Nirmal Kumar, his 54-year-old wife Usha Devi, their 34-year-old daughter Nileshni Kajal, and her two daughters, Sana, aged 11, and Samara, 8. Philippa Naikaso has more.
Muhammad Yusuf appearing in court charged with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Police prosecutor Inspector Pramesh Chand, while objecting to bail, stated that Yusuf is a flight risk as he is a permanent resident of New Zealand. The case is of public interest. A severe penalty will be incurred if Yusuf is found guilty and the likelihood of the accused interfering with the witnesses. Inspector Chand also says that the strength of the prosecution case is linked evidence and the aggravating factor is that he breached the trust of the family who was his neighbor. The prosecution also stated in court that the accused had tried to flee the country when investigations had started. Inspector Chand says there is a certain degree of planning by the accused to which he succeeded in. Yusuf's lawyer Iqbal Khan, while responding to the prosecution, stated that the only way to remedy these points raised was to have his client under strict bail conditions. Khan also argued that his client has denied the allegations and that there are also no witnesses. He also highlighted that his client is the one who had gone to police when investigation had begun to inform them that he had dropped the family at the Nosori Highlands. Also outside the Nandi court, a huge crowd had gathered from 1 p.m. yesterday, just before the accused was produced. Majority of those present were members of the public who had been closely following the case and wanted to see who the accused was. Amongst the crowd were also the family of the 5 deceased, and emotions ran high for them as the accused was taken away by police. Police security was also tight at the courthouse as they wanted to ensure there were no interferences. The case will be called again next Wednesday at the Lautoka High Court. Philippa Naikaso, FBC News.
Another milestone achievement for Fiji as the government has signed a new agreement with the Australian government. The Vuvale partnership signed by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison aims to see greater cooperation in areas of development and tourism. Ali Kimbia with the story.
The signing of the Vuvale agreement is a historic achievement for both the Prime Ministers.
Part of our Vuvale partnership and the work that we began when I was in Suva with you and that we will bring to completion today after this meeting as we sign the Vuvale partnership.
It's about more than being good mates to one another. It's about the Vuvale connection demands a level of understanding hitherto unprecedented in the relations between our governments, but which has been long evident in the genuine affinity shared by the Fijian and Australian people.
Discussion of the agreement started early when Morrison visited Fiji earlier this year, with both leaders agreeing to map out a partnership to work together on some pressing issues. Permanent Secretary for Prime Minister's Office Yogesh Karan says both countries ensured the agreement is inclusive of what the two countries stand for.
There was a lot of work required, months and work. So finally we have reached an agreement and we have signed the agreement. The real work begins from now. because each of those specific areas that's covered, climate change, environment, trade, tourism, so we need to develop from here.
Karan says now the hard work will start as both countries will have to live up with what they signed for. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Over 700 cases have been received by the Child Services Department in just 8 months. Assistant Director Ela Tukutukulevu says the unit is concerned because there were 713 cases for the whole of 2018. Tukutukulevu says the top 3 cases are child neglect, sexual abuse and children falling victim to domestic violence. She adds in serious cases where parents are perpetrators, children are taken away from their families and put under the care of the ministry until the matters are resolved.
Out of the 799, 764 were child welfare cases, while 35 were juvenile cases. So when we say juveniles, again, they are children below the age of 18, some that have committed an offense, or they are sometimes called young offenders as well. So they also come through the system.
A consultation on land lease renewals was held for Senganga farmers following landowner approval to extend their leases, organized by the Sugarcane Growers Fund. The consultation was facilitated by the Ethokay Land Trust Board.
About 100 cane growers in Senganga turned up at Wunibere on Saturday for the consultation with the Ethokay Land Trust Board.
We're doing 5 yearly renewal. So the lease that will be expired from 2020 to 2025. Our expiry team, our staff, already visited the farm, consulting the landowners and tried to persuade the landowners for the lease to be renewed.
The renewal of leases is one of the top 3 complaints that come to the TLTB all year round. The consultation saw many grievances being addressed.
This is one of those days that we have managed to get the parties together. It is a very positive sign going forward for the sugar industry.
We must appreciate that the landowners of Senganga area have agreed to renew the leases for the farmers to extend of 30 years, 50 years or 90 years.
Timadwata Ratu William Ekatunibere took the opportunity to urge farmers to increase their production.
So that's the honest. You want to have secure your future with your children, plant cane. That's the bottom line.
The Senganga cane farming community is made up of just a little over 660 cane farmers in 3 sectors, and they produce a total of around 160,000 tons of cane a year. Eleanor Turangayu, FBC News.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation has denied claims by dairy farmers who say that every time the milk production improves, the price of molasses goes up. Farmers made this claim following the announcement that average milk production per cow is at 6.5 litres this year compared to 5 litres in 2018. Apanisa Wangairandovu reports.
The dairy farmers want any information on recovery in the industry to be kept quiet.
We have been talking in the industry that when you get a price increase, we should try and keep the information quiet. A few weeks after the milk price increase, there was a huge increase in one of the farm inputs, and which was molasses. It went from $80 to $102 a drum.
Molasses is the main feed for cows, and the Fiji Sugar Corporation is the only organization supplying this. The FSC has clarified that its pricing for molasses is determined by regional and world market prices. In an email response, the FSC says the dairy industry and milk production are not determinants of molasses pricing. It stressed that the price of molasses to the dairy industry is discounted to the price charged to other local users. The biggest challenge for the dairy industry is to curb the spread of bovine tuberculosis. Many farmers have lost their cattle to the deadly disease which has affected milk production. Apenisa Wangrandobu, FBC News.
The first ever show to expose fake news in this region, Hoaxbusters, was aired on FBC TV last night. The show shed light on various misleading information currently viral on social media while highlighting opinions, social media responsibility, and how to spot fake news. Fiji Broadcasting Corporation Chief Executive Ria Said Kayum says they are proud of the one-of-its-kind and very first show for Fiji. Syed Kayum says Hoaxbusters will enable Fijians to differentiate between fake and real news and hopefully help educate viewers.
We've heard of a couple of shows like this in possibly Europe, but they're doing it differently. Well, our take on it is a bit different because it's not our take is not only about education and information, but there's a little bit of entertainment in there as well.
Coming up, Flying Fijians to play in New Dome, and Spain crowned new world basketball champions. Stay with us.
Bola na lang ko siya. Dotali taga wali ro masir makaw na do Fiji na kasi.
Bola ya Veronica Melo toka. Dotali vio na Radio Fiji wan ando mai biti. Na vango merre telawa. Go ngai tabua. Ando tali takana varronga na Radio Fiji wan nando mai biti.
Bola go ngai no keimba. Ando tali takawali na varronga na Radio Fiji wan nando mai biti. Na wali.
Ana dango sanitar kuati. Ando tali takabagalebu na varronga na Radio Fiji wan eno sorry.
Radio Fiji wan nando mai biti.
Welcome back. Clarity will be the order of the week for the Flying Fijians, and head coach John McKee says the next 3 days will be crucial heading into the Rugby World Cup. McKee says excitement is building ahead of the first match against the Wallabies, and their defensive plan in the World Cup plays a key role against big teams like Australia. The Wallabies, on the other hand, don't want to overdo things, as it may come back to haunt them against the Flying Fijians. Fiji will play the Wallabies at 4:45 p.m. this Saturday.
Test match week with just working through our clarity and making sure that the players really know our game plan inside out before getting into our more intensive training Tuesday. So it's we're really excited here. We're getting near game one, and you know all the hard work that we've put in over since July 1. We hope that it really pays off this week with our performance.
The Fiji Airways Ndrua has dropped to 7th place on the National Rugby Championship standings. They now have 4 points after 2 draws and a loss. Coach Senirusi Seruvakula says they need to win their next match against Sydney this week if they are to defend the title. The team arrived home yesterday.
If we need to defeat the title, and we can afford to lose again, like I said before. But every game is going to be tougher, like I said from the beginning. But we just need to be disciplined in how we want to play and playing 80 minutes.
Cloudy periods are forecast for the Fiji group today. And that is your FBC Morning News. Remember to join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For these stories and others, you can also tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. That's it from me for now. Have a good morning.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची एफएम सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.